Hello, my name is Sean Graves. I normally do survival horror or, action adventure things on this channel here. So it's very peculiar for me to be here doing the paints. I used to do them monthly, and then, I had to move, had to set up my life, all the things. So, I got some catching up to do. I had a goal. It was a nice goal. It was kind of obtainable until plot twist. So for all my Virginia people, I'm wearing a Virginia shirt here because it's where love is made, and Virginia was made for lovers. First and foremost, I want to send a shout out to both King J935 as well as Light Bright Indie. They are both my moderators, and I also go right back to them, and it's a really cute, very, very cool atmosphere between all three of us. So be sure that if you're following me, follow them just as well, and say hi to them as well if you see them in the chat box, or if they say hey to you as well. Let's see. How's everyone doing? Hi. Does everyone have their canvas ready to go? I kind of I don't know, today I was I feel creative. I kind of want to get 2 paintings done in one go. We'll see if that's obtainable. And we're gonna do, I kind of have an idea of what I would like to do for each painting. So this one's gonna be very purpley, and then another one's gonna be a little bit more avant-garde, but at the same time easy. So we're going to be using 2-inch brushes, 1-inch brushes, knives. We're going to be using all the colors available today. So here's my palette. Got titanium white, phthalo green, phthalo blue, Prussian blue, black, burnt sienna, Van Dyke brown, burnt umber, sap green, alizarin crimson. And then for the yellows down here, we've got yellow ochre, cadmium yellow, Indian yellow, and cadmium red. And then right down here, this little spot right here, is a mixture of alizarin crimson and phthalo blue. More alizarin crimson than phthalo blue because we want to make a purple color a little bit more on the red side than the blue side. So yeah, we're gonna put this color up all over here. But first and foremost, we got to do the mixing parts. Most people like that part. So yeah, let's get into this. If you don't know, I've been doing, paints for years now. Started almost 5 years ago, and it was just one of those things where I was just really just inspired by, I think first and foremost, it started with the mass popularity of the great Bob Ross. And I thought to myself after watching, usually it happens to myself, I don't know about others, but it usually started with watching so many videos I felt like I could do it myself. And so that was a rabbit hole dive of what are the things I need? Are they obtainable? Do I need to get anything special? And honestly, not really. Not really a whole lot of special stuff that needs to happen. There are terminologies that I will address right here as soon as I'm done mixing up this purple. If you don't know what shade of purple we're currently at, I just usually eyeball, but I normally put in a whole heap and lot of alizarin crimson, and then just way less more phthalo blue, only because phthalo blue is such a powerful color as it is. So that's how that works. Yeah. But if you don't know, you can just take a little bit of the white and moosh it down and see what kind of purple we're sitting at. And that's okay. That's about where we want to be today. Yeah, I'm feeling that life. So, yeah. There's our colors. I am very satisfied with that. For the brushes, like I said, we're going to be using 2-inch brush, 1-inch brush. We're using a knife for knifing purposes. Don't forget to have yourself in a well-ventilated space because we are dealing with chemicals. Have yourself a roll of paper, and we'll be using fan brushes and filbert brushes today. First and foremost, this is a double primed black gessoed canvas. So you just take like gesso and you put it on the canvas and you put it on twice. So that way it will be a nice place for the ink to set on. And then what we did today was we used liquid clear or linseed oil. And for the next one, we're going to be using what home mixture of titanium white with a lot more linseed oil to oil it down. And that is what we call magic white. So when you watch a Bob Ross video, double primed, white, black, gray, whatever color you wish to use, and then whatever medium he chooses to say. So today we are working on liquid clear for the black canvas today, but we're gonna go ahead and grab ourselves a 2-inch brush because we need to get to business. So go ahead and just grab that. We'll just push it on into the bristles here. And we're just gonna spread this color around. And it should just glide. When you put on your liquid clear, make sure that it is a nice, thin, even coat. You don't want it too wet, you don't want it too dry. You just want to be able to slide the color onto your canvas here. We're gonna do some purples today. Super exciting. Get all that purple all up in there. It's probably one of the few times I'm gonna use purple specifically. But I was just kind of like, so friends and I were celebrating Bob Ross Day annually. We do a fire up a video, and my dear friend Eddie, he works on canvas for acrylics. He's been really honing in on the artistry. He's an old friend of mine, and he was like, hey man, Bob Ross Day, we doing this thing? And I was like, absolutely. So I told him, pick a video. I'm gonna watch as much as I can. And then, at least for like the beginnings, I kind of wanted it to be a surprise as to what the final image was going to turn out to be. And it actually turned out really nice. It was really cool. Hell yeah. Thank you, King J, for the emotes there. I appreciate that, my dude. So, yeah, there we go. Doing the things. Getting all that purple in there. If you see any hairs, you could just kind of swap it away. And I think we have a well-purpled canvas there. All right. So one of the cool tools that I have here is a glass jar with a wire whisk inside with odorless paint thinner. And I use the wire whisk for the bristles, and then I just tap it on in, kind of swirl it around, get all the stuff off. Sometimes it's what you do, sometimes it's not. beat out the excess. Put it into the barrel here. This is actually one of those collapsible barrels that is used for camping. Like, it collapses, and I really like that because I love how things could be just stored really nicely. And just beat the devil out of it. There we go. Got ourselves a nice, dry, clean 2-inch brush there. All right. We are going to be getting into the thick of it, everybody. So, grab yourself a number 4 fan brush, and let's get it all nice and danceful. Get all the bristles ready to get fired up a little bit. You gotta warm up your brush tools sometimes, you know? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, you know, where did I see this? I saw this from, I think it was a album title, and it said something like, draw a line, draw what was it said? Draw a horizon, draw a border, or something like that. It was one of those like titles that I was like, oh wow, that's so profound, because like when you have a canvas and you don't have any like horizon, anything is the horizon. So anyway, I thought it was like one of those profound moments. I don't know. But you know what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna spread that out, cut across, get a nice roll of paint up there, and we're just gonna draw a line right there. It's very faint, but it's enough for me to know that that is there. Sometimes when applying this line, you just have to put it on just like icing. Very, very small. Very, very lightly. And there we go. We've got ourselves something called a line. Something called a horizon. Because we're going to work from this and work our way out. So, back to what I was about to say. Take our fan brush here, we've warmed it up, and now, good morning, Light Bright! How are you? I keep on forgetting time is so relative. I hope you're enjoying your morning starshine. Alright, so we're gonna pull out this white. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go from here and we're gonna dance it out in many, 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 many directions, which means we have to be very careful that once we start here and we work our way out, or so on and 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 so forth. We can also do this without a fan brush. I like to do it with a fan brush sometimes. We could try it with a 1-inch brush too, just to make nursing a hangover, girl. Ooh. I am lightly alive. You are so funny. So yeah, let's go ahead and just fire in some white and just let it dance around and let it come on out to the corner here. There we go. I'm gonna set this one into the can for a second. I'm gonna grab another one. I always have more than one fan brush just in case, because we gotta get one cleaned off. as we get the next one ready to go, because we are going to be going into cleaning a brush town. So yeah, grab that white there, load it up, start from that center, and just dance your fan brush around. I like doing this because it causes so many different variations. But again, don't let the white come into here. You gotta start from the center and just work your way from it. So there we go. And then we're gonna take a number 2 fan brush. We gotta warm up your bristles. Gotta warm them up, okay? And then we'll drag it through the white. And we start from that center and we dance it off this direction. And this is just one way of going about it. And then we can go in for the 1-inch brush, right? Grab that white. And we can just start off in the center, start with the tip, and just, I don't know, do really cool poofy things with it. And it gets lighter and lighter and lighter as we get from the center and go outward. All right. You can even pull and get like a nice little chiseled fan brush in there. And you again start from the center and we work our way out. What we're kind of doing is creating a kind of, I don't know, skyline, if one will. I was trying to be young and shit last night. Oh no, honey, we can't be doing that no more. We can't be doing that. We can't be tempting fate like that anymore. That is not Uncle Sean approved by any means. Hashtag fail. Oh no. We don't end on failures. We end on highs. So, not a fan. But did you have fun? Did you have fun? I think that's the most important question we have to ask ourselves sometimes in those moments. All right, 1 fan brush, done. This is the fun part. You don't get to see Bob Ross do this because he has a lot of fan brushes. He has a lot of money. You don't get to see this part in his show. Sorry, everybody. This is kind of the boring part. Maybe it's the boring part. I don't know. But yeah, this is why we have the paper roll, because we have to dry off our brushes. We can't just use them or clean them the way that we would with a 2-inch brush or a 1-inch brush. You have to be very delicate with these. Not, well, you know, delicacy. Delicacy is a thing. That's 2. I do have 4 of these things. I don't know, maybe next paycheck I'll invest in brushes. More brushes, more brushes. I feel like you can never have too many artisan brushes, maybe sometimes. Especially the fan brushes. Fan brushes seem to go out like they're going in style. So yeah, there we go. Get some of these 1-inch brushes out of my face. I did have a moment to catch up on Final Fantasy 3. 6-3, 6-3-6, 6-3. I don't know what to call it because on my Super Nintendo, it's called 3. And in the, community of gamers, it's 6. So it depends on where you live and what number you wish to live by. I'm going to call it 3, even though in America that may not be chronologically correct. But who cares? Yeah, we have gotten to a place where we have been playing separate, different storylines, and we are on our 3rd storyline almost with like the major group. We've been trying to avoid playing the green-haired girl as much as possible. I feel like all the other characters are way more involved and way more interesting than green-haired girl. So that's kind of been the story that we've been avoiding this whole time. All right, got some 1-inch brushes back in action. Groovy. Let's get back to, we'll do 1-inch brushes again. Actually, why don't I show you the busy work of a 2-inch brush if one was to use that. So we'll load up the 2-inch brush here. And we'll just start from, why don't we start from here? And just I'm using just a corner of it, so I'm going to use the other corner and cheat a little bit. And just come in this way. Ooh. Got some crazy hairs going this direction. And then the center will just go like this. And we'll just brush it across, just like that. Now the more you blend it, the more it diffuses, and you can lose some of that in between there, but we're just gonna keep it just like this. And an added benefit is that we can also add on top of this. Right? Okay. So, for like example, let's get another 2-inch brush in there. Let's load this puppy up. And again, just a corner. Well, let me get some more on that corner there. Corners. Another corner section. Start from here and just follow it along, right? Adding more of that distinctiveness of the corner doing its thing. Now we do the other corner. And we'll take it from the center. And put more distinctiveness around yonder, like that. Boom. There we go. And then, once again, just 2 hairs and some hair. And just go across. Just like glass. It's groovy. Back to the top. Get that 1-inch brush introduction in. And let's get into, I don't know, how about this space? just get crazy about it. Don't worry about it being a straight line. Just kind of go about it, you know? Get another 1-inch brush, fire it in. Fire it in there, and get it all crazy and stuff. Just like that. I don't know. Gee. What can we do? What can we not do? We could do... How about we take some of this purple here, slap it on over there, add some white to it, and really brighten it up just a little bit. Because the thicker the paint, the more we'll be able to stay on top of our current white. And also, it'll quite possibly be brighter. We can even take this and we can add more red to liven it. It's more of a lavender color, so let's go ahead and get that red in. Boom. Press that in. You can already see that it's starting to get there. Yeah, something about lavender. I think it was because of the painting that we did for Bob Ross Day that really inspired me to get into purples, you know, and really just get into it as a color to explore. So on top of this white, we're just gonna start again, not so much in the center this time, but just around in this area and just dance in this particular shade of purple. And just do as much purple damage is what we're gonna call it. Now, I don't want to lose most of the black, so in some areas it's not even going to make sense to start in the center, but what I am going to do is at least keep pulling this purple out and put it in areas that don't necessarily have any kind of, you know, white coming through, if that makes sense. There we go. And maybe here. I'm not too worried about it being a dirty brush. A dirty brush. No. But yeah, like, we're just gonna do that, and now we're gonna go back to the washing stage, because that is where we're at in our painting. Actually, we're just gonna do some crosses on this, and just do little cross work and just 2 airs and some hair, so like just barely dancing the brush on top. Actually, I'm gonna grab a softer brush here, and you're just gonna barely touch the canvas and just be on top of it, okay? So with that, we're just gonna actually, maybe even just doing swirls. Doing swirls out will be, yeah, we'll just do the corner actually. We'll do the corner and just swirl on the outside from here out, and then I'll use the opposite side and swirl out elsewhere. That'll be, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll just do a little bit of the swirls. And swirl it. And come in from this corner And we'll just come in from the center and swirl, 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 swirl. Yeah. All right. Here we go. We'll just start from this here. So from the center. Swirl, 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 swirl. Start from here. Swirl, 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 swirl. I'm starting from the corner and then working to more of a flat area. But still very lightly touching the canvas. There we go. So yeah, we've got clouds up here. We've got a nice reflection down here from the whatever we want to call this. Is it an ocean? Is it? I don't know what it is. No one will know. It's crazy. I'm gonna take a new brush. I'm just gonna start from the center here and just swirl, 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 swirl. One more outing this way, as well as this way. Does anybody have an idea of where we're going today? Because I don't. This is complete improv. Who knew that Sean could do improv? Well, here we are, doing it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab another number 4 brush, warm that brush up, warm it 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 up. And what we're gonna do, you know what? No, 1 second. Sometimes you have to stand back and look at things in a different way and think about it like, what else am I possibly missing here? Ding! So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some more of that purple, slam it on down here, grab some more of the phthalo blue, and we're gonna push it more to the blue side. And if you don't know what color it's turning into, you've always got that white right next to you. We already know that we got enough phthalo blue in this purple, so we're just really sending it to a whole other side. We can always just grab some of that white, just a little bit, not too much. Well, there it goes. Send it on up. Because what we're eventually going to do... Ooh, that was a lot of blue. Too much blue! Dabba-dee, dabba-da! It'll be fine. It'll be alright. What's the worst that could possibly happen? It's an improv painting. I'm going off of basically nothing here, which is fine. It's really fun blue. Okay. Very nice to see. How we just pulled dark purple straight into blue land. Dabba-dee, dabba-da. Cleaning off that knife there. All right. Again, number 4 brush. Let's just drag it on in. We're not going to be too worried about this being a quote-unquote dirty brush. What we're going to be doing with this is pulling it through. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start with small little strokes. By the way, I mean, we're gonna start just on the corner, and we're just gonna tap, and then get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're gonna do pretty much from here, and just go along this side, here, and go along this side as well. So, here we go. These are gonna indicate the height of different trees that are out there. Now you kind of want to space them out close to each other, and like I said, keep it fairly consistent. Don't worry about that dark down below. This is what I want down here for that brush. So we're gonna grab another number 4. Gotta warm her up. Again, just drag it through the blue. The bluish purple that we made. I don't know, this is like a really strong purplish blue that we made for some reason. I went too blue. It's okay, it's fine. And again, from here, we're just gonna tap into here. And as we aim more and more and more, we're causing the indication of trees to be a thing here. When you start getting to that dark, levitate it. And bring them down. Doesn't have to be exact, but you can bring them all the way up to here. And boom. We've got tree lines now. Now, what we can do is we can take a 2-inch brush, and we can, just from the bottom, hold on. Make sure I got this figured out. There we go. We're gonna pull down from these trees, and we're just gonna go like this. Just from the center. We're gonna grab these trees, and just from the center of the height of those trees, and just bring them down. There you go. You've got yourself a kind of sort of tree line there. We are gonna go and grab another fan brush, and we're gonna become, using that dark purple, the really dark purple that we put in here, we're gonna load this one up. It's a number 2, so we're gonna be doing a lot more work with this one in particular. But you just wanna load this fan brush up. And then we're gonna, again, start from the center and work our way up along this tree line. Don't go higher than the blue though. We don't want to kill the light blue that we just created. But you want to be like just around it, right? Just like that. And it's still a dirty brush, so we'll just go back into that purple there. And we'll just start again from here. The indications of different variations of trees happening here. Don't go higher than the blue though. I gotta remind myself that, because I'll get too happy and I'll be like, ah, purple tree. All right, so there's our purple trees. We're gonna go back with that 2-inch brush. And like I said, just halfway, not too much, not too little, just halfway, and pull those trees down a little bit, okay? Again, same brush, a little dirty, but pull it down. Just like that. There we go. Nice! No, I did not do. I did not get myself a glass of wine. Don't you normally... Oh, I love the color of the trees. Nice! Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going for... Interesting feels. I don't know. I'm feeling very Monet, probably, right now. I don't know how else to explain that. I just realized I haven't got myself a glass of red wine, or just wine at all. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go on break for a second, clean the brushes, grab myself something to drink, and I'll be right back. It's been a minute, and by the way, cheers to everyone. I don't know what this wine is. Definitely table wine. There we go. So, what we got here is we're gonna take, let's see. I still want that darkness to be there. I'm gonna do, let's see. I'm gonna take a fan brush here, and gotta warm up your fan brushes. Just gotta warm them up. Sometimes they're sleepy brushes, and so you just have to warm them up sometime. But you know, a lot of that purple, I want to do like purple throughout here as well. And so I'm gonna grab that purple down here. Just run your fan brush through here, and then like just kind of lay it down. Lay it down here in this area. And grab it one more time. It's a dirty brush, and that's fine. And come through here and put it like this. In fact, I'm just gonna have it wrap around this white piece here. I'm just being like really crazily danceful with it. Grab some more of that light purple, bring it on. I'm just gonna wrap it around this here. And do another strange mark of it this way. You don't need any formal training for this, okay? Buffoonery on that one. You don't need to be a professional. But now I'm gonna take a little bit of the blue, and I'm gonna put it right in between here and right here. And we're gonna call those reflections. Grab your 2-inch brush, pull down. Pull down. And across. To really give it that nice wet feel. Boom. All right. So, I think at this point, so peculiar to look at the canvases again like this. Because it's been a minute since I've done this. Cheetah, how's your life been? How's everything going for you, hun? Yeah, let's get into the knifing. I'm really excited about this now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do alizarin crimson, maybe some white, maybe pink it up a little bit. Really like alizarin crimson in this one. Maybe some more of that purple too. There we go. All right. Oh, shoot. That's right. I am supposed to be knifing. I'm supposed to be using the knife on this one. All right, fine. That's cool. All right. So we have options when it comes to a knife. We can use the long end or the short end. I'm going to use the short end on the very, very light area back here. And then I'm going to switch over to the long side and just lay down indications of little puddles happening there. Like as if the rain is just kissing the canvas here. This is going to be a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of just making those indications. When it comes to the knife, you kind of have to just develop a language with your canvas that when you press up against it, you can do either side here, see? But we're just laying down the idea of little puddles happening in the distance there, right? And the canvas literally takes off what it wants. You don't have to fight with it. You don't have to worry about it. It will do the evil that it does do. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, you know? Like, even if you just barely touch, the canvas gives and it receives. Just the slightest little bit of what you're putting up there. Just by barely grazing and tapping your knife. And it also gives a really nice texture, I think, to your painting. So that way it's not necessarily flat. I mean, this in itself has a whole texture to it, but then just kind of just tapping and moving your knife across, it really does feel like you're adding your own version of like icing on a cake. There's really no other way of talking about it other than that. For reals. So you can even pull down, you can pull side to side, you can pull however direction you wish, you know? And let the gifts of those little like mounds of painting coming off of it happen. Don't be like a complete control freak about the knife work. Because the idea is, again, we're just kind of creating the idea, the indication of little puddles or little like rain coming down and hitting this floor here. This could be like maybe even like a cobbled stone flooring where, you know, we're just seeing where the indications of rain hitting the floor line. Yeah, just like that. Da, 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 da. All right. Let's go ahead with the blue here. Let's just add like a little bit more white. Not only does it thicken it, which is what we absolutely need, it also brightens it up, you know? Now I'm not going a whole 100% in on this coloration. In fact, the color gradient is literally the darkest to the lightest here. So this is also, eat your heart out, Bob. He taught me pretty much everything that I knew or know without him knowing about it, you know? This was one of those things that my grandmother would have on the telly, and we would watch. She'd probably fall asleep halfway through, but I would be absolutely amazed by his paintings. And then, you know how it goes. You know, sometimes you just don't even think about the TV shows until someone brings it up, and then you're like, oh yeah, I know that show. And I think maybe YouTube was listening one day, but I was definitely going through a life-altering change in my life, and I stumbled across a Bob Ross video. I thought that one of his videos was certainly one of the most easiest, and then you find out that when you do something or set yourself up to doing something, sometimes it's not as easy as one would think. So, yeah, it is what it is at that point, but that's okay. Just barely using the softest side of the paintbrush here, or the knife brush. Calling it a knife brush now. There we go. Yeah. So we've got some rain puddles, indications of rain puddles coming down. I'd really like to do something bright with it. Maybe even like go a little more red if I can. I don't know. Let's see if I can make a different kind of pink here. Since we got the white, throw in the pink, or the cadmium red here. See how purpley can we get this purple going? I'm just flavoring it up, the lavender, into a different, possibly maybe a different kind of lavender, who knows? It's cadmium red, so it can go literally in a completely different direction than alizarin crimson does. Alizarin crimson is thinner, transparent, whereas cadmium red is not. So it's going to definitely be a different thickness, but I think with the other paint qualities, it'll definitely be something different to add to, and I'm all for it, because regardless, for the next one, we're going to be using a lot of these colors anyway. Because it is a little bit brighter, I'm going to go and bring it in from here and see. But, oh yeah, I like that a lot. Ooh. Yeah. You can always like feel when you get yourself something real good going for yourself. That's always true. Bob Ross says that too. One thing to think about when it comes to knife work, don't kill it with brushes. One may say like, oh, like, I want to brush this out. I don't like the three-dimensionalness of it all. I promise you, it'll be okay. You know, it'll be fine. Hakuna Matata. And all those good things. Boom. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Just going through and just heavily knifing through some of the pits here. Not too much, not too little, just a little bit to kind of spread it apart. And also the knife is picking up the ink colors as well. At the bottom here, kind of important. Because sometimes water does do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And one last little thing that we're going to do with these fan brushes here, one more, is we're going to take just a fan brush. I got a number 2 going for myself right here. We're just going to pull out some of that titanium white. Not trying to get any other color into it. What we're going to do is we're going to indicate here in this darkness that there are trees back there, okay? So what you do is you just take your fan brush, you just lightly pull up, as if the tree trunks live there somewhere. Same fan brush. I'm using the opposite side. Just like that. And now, good old number 1 brush into the dark purples that we had earlier today. What we can do is we can just add some bushes here. And here. And then we'll liven that up with a little bit of the white. And just tap on top. Boom. There we go. Got ourselves a new... This is lovely. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Cheetah. Here is the latest and greatest painting. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Just Paint along with me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification for more videos like this. I'd love to see your paintings just as well. Peace. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and don't pollute.